Hey everyone, welcome back to another Our Beautiful Earth information session. So today's session is going to be focusing on a Path to Positive Communities guidebook that I found, and one of the pamphlets in it focused on climate solutions advocacy with policymakers. So we've talked about climate solutions, how we can take action individually, how we can take it collectively, but we often in Our Beautiful Earth have forgotten to focus on how can we take action with policymakers who have some of the greatest impacts on our voices and on what we can achieve with our limited voices. So what you need to know is moving policymakers to tackle climate change is a rewarding task. Your voice and your personal story can make a difference. When officials hear from their constituents, they are moved to focus on certain issues, and you can make climate change one of those. Because unlike us, your constituents or the policymakers are focused on garnering public approval and public votes. And if you guys make it clear enough that you want climate solutions, you want action on an environmental level, they will have to implement it just out of out of being scared or not sure if they'll be reelected to their position. Of course, sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't, but if you try, it will work sometimes. I guarantee that. So a couple other things to note is that climate solutions enhance your community. Equitable access to affordable clean energy, public and active transportation parks, and greenway gardens create a beautiful and healthy environment. So that's obvious. Government officials do listen to their constituents. Like we often think, am I signing this petition? Is it actually going to go to them? Believe it or not, they have to listen to their constituents. Your voice may count more in some cases than others, but just put it out there whenever you can, and I'm sure it'll work in your favor most of the time. And again, not every expert is an official on climate change. Not every elected official is an expert on climate change. They are policymakers. Climate change is not one of their jobs. So, from an informative email or a proposal you send to them, you could be inspiring them to instigate climate action because they never knew it was a crucial issue. Believe it or not, to this day, there are still many people who don't know the repercussions of climate change. And it's good Samaritans and environmental stewards like you who are responsible for spreading this message, and you guys are the main reason why it's spread this much so far. And I'm sure it's going to keep spreading because we need this climate change to be a global issue, and people need to know about it worldwide. Building rapport also helps because you have to ask questions and get to know your representatives and their staff. Don't send generic messages. Like customize a email template or a policy template to their liking or that meets their needs or their beliefs. So it's kind of like a compromise. You're compromising a little bit so you can achieve your goals when in reality it's nothing but a win-win situation for you. And then some other things: persistence, persistence, persistence. I can't tell you how much after one go, many of us just decide to call it quits and be like, I'm not sure if this makes a difference. We have to keep trying. No matter if we don't get a response, if the policymakers block us, I don't care. We have to keep going, keep persisting, because this is the only way. After all, these are the biggest. These policymakers have the biggest say in our future of our planet. So, is it okay to spend a couple hours a week going to waste because of sending emails? Yes, it is. It should be our duty to persist in a case like this. So here are some things what you need to do. We can all make our community better, but the most important thing to do is to get started. Pick one or two actions from the list below and do them now. The rest will follow pretty easily. So this is the list by Clean Air NC and Path to Positive Communities that shows you all of the actions you can potentially take. And again, some of it's obvious, but are we actually doing it? That's the thing. So this serves as a good reminder to make sure that we actually follow these bullet points and actually follow through with our messages. So firstly, know who represents you. It's easy to find your local, state, and federal representative. Take a moment to learn their priorities and build your climate message around things that matter to them. This is a really important point in my opinion. Look for local connections and leverage your points because the local connections are often what make or break your message. Like if it's a local politician and you know someone who knows that politician, they could convey a good word for you that makes the representative or politician actually listen. So many things that address climate change, like greenways and electric charging plants, are also local solutions. So of course, focus on what's local. So in my backyard, that's like the wood pellet industry or greenwashing or saltwater intrusion. So focus on something that's specific to your community. Again, persistence, don't limit yourself. Got to keep persisting, trying. That's a must of becoming a successful environmental advocate. Remember, your success as an environmental advocate doesn't lie on how many hearings you've won or how many people you've influenced. It's also a personal goal. Like, how much time have you devoted to trying to make a difference? Even the act of trying to do something is progress, because many of us don't even think in that progressive mindset. When you see an email, put your ask in the subject line. Again, when these representatives are going through their emails, they might not have time to open your email. And if you have a let's say clickbait subject line or really standout subject line, that might make them click on your email and read your message and see what you have to say fully. And of course, end that with some gratitude. Tell a personal story that brings the issue home, make connections, bring emotion, have some pathos, say thank you, and of course, continue working through joining a local organization on climate issues. So it's pretty simple stuff, as you can see, but I wanted to post this as a reminder that climate solutions and policymakers go hand in hand. They're a component that we should not leave out in our day-to-day advocacy. And you might be wondering, how do I reach them? Again, cold emails, petitions, asking anyone in your local environmental group if they know policymakers who you can reach out to directly. Again, collective action, working with other people to build a solution. Just, I know you all have busy schedules, you're all doing things, but just try to become passionate with something at your own pace. So if that is just sending an email once a week, that's better than not doing anything. So there's a lot of avenues to approach environmental advocacy, and that's what I find in the beauty of it. There's no one wrong way. The only right thing you have to do is keep persisting, keep trying, and don't lose your hope, because we are making progress. Like, think of advantages like the Montreal Protocol, where ozone CFCs were phased out. We do have a lot of wins. Like in my backyard, we're having a constant battle with forever chemicals in our water, but we're winning it. The public is now educated about it. So now the companies actually have to monitor it more closely. So change will come with time. So just keep persisting. And family, I know you got this. You all are the best community, and I know whatever you guys do as your actions in the future, it's gonna work. But I hope that was informative, and we'll be posting other videos like this very soon. So thank you all for coming, and see y'all later.